Grand Rising! So, today I want to talk about religion. I don't have that long to talk because, I have a client coming over for some hair. So, you guys, I have learned a lot in my life that I want to, touch in more later when I have more time to go on about, more religious stuff, but this is something me and Andrew always talk about. Religion is destroying the world. It's destroyed his family. It destroyed my family. I mean, I have words that still haunt me to this day about people who are religious, whether it's religious to your political views, or religious to your medical institution views, that you worship vaccines and pharmaceuticals and they have to be used. No, they don't. No, they don't. Herbs, nature actually heals health, which is why you're seeing a lot of people in the medical who use the medical institutions who are not healthy. They all struggle with health issues and they have to be in pills. That's the real cartel, is the pharmaceuticals. We'll get into that later. But religion is literally destroying the world. Politics, religion, God, Jesus, Muslim, blah, 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 Israel, whatever thing you're worshiping on your internet, on your screen, that you are delving into and it's consuming your whole life instead of you consuming your own life and taking power back in your own life. It's consuming you. All your worldly beliefs are consuming you, and they're consuming me. They were consuming me so bad that I could not see what I was doing. I could not see the damage I was doing to my child because I thought I had to raise her a certain way, because what are people going to think if you don't raise her this way? What are people going to say about you? Well, I'll tell you what they say about you. Because my own family member, okay, her words still haunt me to this day. I was leaving Minnesota to get out of a toxic relationship. His family, every time I break up with this boyfriend who was literally dragging me down, had an alcohol problem, video game problem, bad addiction issues. I was leaving the state to get away from him. I had a new job opportunity in North Dakota, Dickinson, North Dakota. And sure, there was a love interest there. So I told my dad, who I live with, and I told my little sister what my plans were. And my little sister was excited for me. She's like, I'm so proud of you for taking, your reins by taking the reins and doing things for yourself. And I was trying to start my own life with my daughter and get out of that toxic relationship. I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell my sister, and I knew it would hurt them. My mom was leaving on vacation, which is why I didn't tell her. I didn't want to ruin her trip. But my older sister, I did not tell, because I knew how she would react. She would try to stop me. She would try to control me. She would try to think that she's better than me, which she has. She does think she's better than me. It's very clear now in my life that she thinks that she actually believes she is better than me. Andrew's sister thinks that she is better than him. Andrew's father thinks that he is better than him. My mom not anymore. I think my mom's starting to realize, with me and my little sister, what we've been healing, and plant medicine helps. But anyways, I went to North Dakota to get out of this toxic relationship. And I have my car packed. I have Avalon packed. I'm excited. I'm also scared as fuck because this is a new adventure for me and my daughter. And on the way out there, I get this super long text from my sister. And the words in there that still haunt me to this day is, I will do everything in my power to make sure you get that little girl taken away from you. Those were the words that my older sister said to me. I was terrified, you guys. I was and then they were harassing me. And then she calls my toxic ex-boyfriend and was like, Stephanie moved to North Dakota. You need to get her back here. She took Avalon with her, thinking that she owns my daughter. Thinking that she owns Avalon, that she's a better parent than me. And I'm like, excuse me? Who the fuck do you think you are? What? Because I'm a single mom, you think that what you're gotten from that person? And I still love her, and I'm sad because we had the best childhood growing up. What happened there? I've got to reload. So we had the best childhood growing up, me and my sisters. Before we even knew what religion was, before we even knew what anything was, we literally had the best. We had annual passes to Disneyland in California. We lived in California. We weren't from this religious, culty-ass town, corporate America, mid-America, whatever. We lived in California, okay? We lived in Mission Viejo. We had to go to the beach every weekend. We had, bonfires at the beach, and, got to play in the ocean. The ocean is my favorite. That's my happy place, is the ocean. And then we moved to Apple Valley, California, and we lived in the desert. And we lived on this we lived in a mountain, and it was, an empty riverbed. Hi, boyons. It was an empty riverbed. And they had these big boulders, and we play house on it, and we had a little setup pool that we all got to help put together, and it was just I lived a great childhood, and I appreciate my mom for that. Even though things weren't perfect, right? I grew up in a broken home. I feel like I lived a pretty great childhood. And then we moved to Minnesota, and this is a whole different culture than where I was from, because it was just again, I'm not going to go all the way into it right now because that's going to be part of the stories I share later, things that have happened. But religion is destroying the world. It's religious people. that are hurting their family members, they're destroying the world. And like, I was one of those people before I went off to marry my ex-husband in Hawaii. I did that to escape my religious family, by the way. I had to run away from my religious family because my life was like constantly being controlled. Like, hi Hitler, Stephanie, you have FOMO, Stephanie this, the constant judgments on my life and the way I was living. But on the inside, I felt like I was better than my sisters because I was like, I have a clientele, I'm starting businesses, like I'm going to these business conferences. I was like flying, using my money instead of like buying designer stuff. Hi. I was using my money to go to like conferences in Vegas and like go like, you know, expand my consciousness, like reading books and stuff that would help expand my consciousness. I wasn't sitting on my couch constantly binge watching shows and TV shows and crime shows and things like that, eating crumble cookie. I was actually researching health, how to get healthy, how not to look like my family, how not to be like my family, because I saw what I didn't want. And they try to control my whole entire life. And then they threaten CPS on me and they threaten things on me. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Even Andrew's wife in the court, she like stopped my whole social media pages, found things to try to make me look bad at the court and harass me at the court because I was outing what they were doing to Andrew. She illegally filed an order of protection on Andrew and used it to abuse him and have him arrested for phone calls and text messages trying to get a hold of his kids. And then once I started posting about it, people started reaching out to me saying that their exes also did the same thing. So these women are abusing the court system, and it's not just women. I'm now hearing about DCF and CPS and all these cases, and I'm like, oh, I'm scared. They're trafficking our children through the foster care system, you guys. They're taking people's kids away who do not deserve to have them taken away. People make mistakes. Instead of calling CPS on somebody who made a mistake, how about you give their kid extra love or say, hey, how can I help you? If they're addicted to drugs, you don't need to take their kids away. If their kids are fed, healthy, and fine. And if they're not healthy, like that is just the way life is. Why are we interjecting our own religious beliefs onto people? We need to stop doing that. I have friends who have had abusive parents and they still love their abusive parent because it's unconditional love. Those abusive parents taught them something. I've been abused by people who I have forgiven and I still love them. I still have love for them because of what they did for me in my life. It's called forgiveness. Everybody has done bad things. I have not abused Avalon per se, but I have definitely done things that I'm like, Stephanie, that's not okay. Why would you do that to her? And there are things that are done to me as a child. That's why I repeated the same cycle. And then once I did it, I'm like, that didn't make me feel good. And I also, I was observing my child by staying home with her and not going into work. I was observing her and how she played with her dolls that were playing. And I'm like, oh my God. She was like grabbing her dolls saying, you listen to me. And I literally got a vision of myself saying that to her, grabbing her by the arm saying, you listen to me. My child does not comprehend English, okay? She was a fucking toddler, and I'm like, you listen to me. She can't listen. She's looking at your energy, and your energy's scary, okay? And, like, I had to fix that. My energy was scary. My family's energy is scary. The religious people's energy is very scary. It's very condescending. It judges and shames and manipulates, and, oh, you're on drugs. You're doing drugs all day long. No, bitch. I'm using cannabis. It is a spiritual medicine. Your drug, your TV, your food that you stuff your face with, that's a drug, and it's making you unhealthy. Cannabis is not a drug, it's a medicine for the soul, and the government told you it was bad. Your medical institutions told you it was bad. Your pharmaceuticals that you're on, your antidepressants, are actually causing people to commit suicide, you guys. If you read the side effects, it says those on antidepressants are more likely to commit suicide than those not on antidepressants. Why is that? You see all these people my age getting off their pills. I got off my Adderall, and I'm like, oh my God, there's a whole other world out here. And I became aware of the things I was doing. That Adderall was destroying me as a mom. It's basically like legal meth is what it was. And it was making me irritable and angry and has to be my way, hi Hitler, you know? It's like MK Ultra. If you look up at MK Ultras, it's a real thing. It's a military organization. Pharmaceuticals, that's the real cartel. And you being religious to your pharmaceuticals and your church and your religion, I don't want that. Your educational systems, right? Like literally I just had child services called on me because I didn't send my letter of intent to homeschool by October 1st. So within 5 days, she's calling already on me. And I told her I wouldn't say anything to anybody, but it's not that I lied, I changed my mind. I don't know why these religious people think that they are better than me or better than whatever, but like, excuse me. Excuse me. I don't want your life. Your drug is have your own drugs, that you need to worry about your life and stop worrying about mine. I am teaching my child proper nutrition. She knows how to swim. She knows how to survive. She knows how to make food if she needed to. Like, she is learning how to survive in this world. She knows how to grocery shop. How many kids can say their 7-year-old can go to the store, put stuff in a cart, and go do the checkout themselves? Mine can. These kids are very aware. They don't want to be controlled and manipulated. Like, I literally watched my nephew constantly looking over his shoulder. Whenever I was around him, he's constantly looking over his shoulder. And then one day, our kids were on YouTube in my mom's room, and they were going to have a sleepover. And this is on Mother's Day. And I went out and did a TikTok afterwards because I cried. I was so upset. We're in the room, so they're like, what are the kids doing? So my sister, we go upstairs, and they're on YouTube. And my sister goes, YouTube! Do you know how dangerous that is? Oh, no more sleepover! And she's like outraged by YouTube, you guys. Like, literally, that's what I witnessed. And I was like, for my kid and for her kid, how traumatizing was that? And I know I've traumatized kids too. Trust me, I've yelled at my kids. You know what I mean? Like, I've definitely been traumatizing to some kids. But like, that was out of control. And then she takes her to the sleepover, and I'm like, she's like, get down here right now, you know, yelling at her kid. And I'm like, Cal, I'm like, I'll carry you down. I'll carry you down. You want me to carry you down? Like, you know, whatever. And she's like, no, he can walk. And I'm like, oh my God, like, he's a child, dude. And I'm not mad at her. I'm not saying this to bash her, and I'm probably going to get in trouble by my family for talking about this. But this is the behavior I've seen. My mom told me when I was younger, if you don't want people knowing the things that you did, then don't do them. Okay, well, maybe you should have said it to Melissa, my sister, because I love her. I still have so much love for her, but the things that she did to me is so damaging, and her words haunt me. Her words haunt me as a mom. I will do everything in my power to make sure you have that little girl taken away from you. So you know what I did? I fucking went inward. I stayed home. I said, okay, what do I need to fix so there's no reason anybody can take her away from me. So when Andrew's family came in, I was like, I got this out of the bag. I freaking have organized my shit. My house is clean for the most part, besides, you know, family messy. There's a family messy. A house that's lived in is messy. Or a house that's messy is lived in. And so I really got my shit in order. And now I gotta get myself financially in order. So it's like, but now I'm scared. Like, couldn't they come after me for my finances and take her away because I'm not financially responsible right now? Well, because I had to go inward and heal my shit because I had people threatening to take my kid away from me. You know how scary that is? And it's by the religious people. The religious people who think that they are better than you because they are married and they go to church and they, whatever. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit, and I'm sick of that energy, and I don't want any of it around me, which is why, like, I had to cut my mom and my sister off. My mom is coming around. I forgive both of them. I love both my family members. I will always honor them as my mother and sister. But they have been, like, the in my life. And, again, my mom is so much better now, and, like, I do see, like, us coming together, and, like, it makes me sad the way she treats my partner. Like, my mom does not accept Andrew because she read documentation. The documents they did to Andrew was abusive. It's bullying behavior. They did it to me. Kirsten stalked my pages and used things against me in the court that had nothing to do with her or Andrew. She was, like, abusing me through the court. And so my mom is sticking up for people like her. I'm just like, excuse me, lady. You don't even know what you're talking about. And because some of the things my mom did as a divorced mom were also damaging. She was emotionally manipulative. And I don't say it to be mean, but I was healing a lot of things. And, like, my mom was very emotionally manipulative. I wanted to live with my dad when I was, I think, 10 or whatever. Like, my mom read my diary. She crossed my boundary. I wanted to move out of her house. And I didn't have a right as a child. Children should have rights. And they shouldn't be emotionally manipulated by one parent by not being with the other parent. You know what I mean? Like, that's abusive behavior to that child. And that's what Kirsten is doing to Andrew's girls. She emotionally, like, she coerced him what to say to the guardian ad litem. So I don't trust the system or part of these guardian ad litems, the CPS workers, social workers. Like, the guy I dealt with the whole Iolani thing, like, he was very nice. We had good conversation. Like, he could tell I was a good mom, and I'm not, like, neglectful or anything else like that. I'm a great mom. All my friends have told me what a great mom I am. I've even had friends say I make being a mom look easy. And let me tell you guys, it's not easy. Being a mom is the hardest job I've ever had in my entire life because you got to keep your shit cool. And it's hard to do when kids are annoying sometimes. Like, they can be really fucking annoying. But we annoy them too. And I understand that I also annoy her. So we annoy each other, and we are learning how to coexist with children. We were supposed to lead by example. Like, we should have had the time to develop emotional intelligence, but a lot of us aren't because we're stuck in these prison schools all day long where we are, like, told exactly how we have to be all day long, and, like, our human rights are stolen. So how are we supposed to learn and love ourselves when we're stuck in these institutions all day long? It's like a concentration camp. Kids should be exploring. Like, what's their creative outlet? What can they do? Do they want to be a singer or a dancer? Do they want to create woodwork? Do they want to build houses? Do they want to be a landscaper, make people's lawns look beautiful? Do they want to be a hairstylist? It shouldn't be stuck to one gender. There are straight men who do hair that probably, you know, were bullied for wanting to do hair because they're straight. Oh, you're gay. Making fun of people for being gay. That's those religious people. Why are you making fun of people for being gay? I saw it in my school. I remember this stinky kid. He was a stinky kid. And he got sat in front, or this gay kid was gonna be sitting behind him. He's like, oh, he's gonna butt fuck me. And I was like, why would you say that? I'm like, no one wants to touch your stinky ass anyways, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would you say that about him? Like, why do you think he's attracted to you? You think gay men just want to walk around and boop, 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 stick their penis everywhere? That's not how gay men work. I mean, maybe in their, like, environments, sure, probably. But they're not, like, walking up to straight men and, like, fucking going, I'm gonna rape you. Like, that's not how that works, okay? So... That's the religious people, though. I grew up in a religious family, and gays are bad. And, like, I'll be honest, some of my family members were a little bit racist. They were homophobic. So that is the religious people. I grew up by them, and they had their lives destroyed by religion. I was having my life destroyed by religion, and I don't want any part of it. I want to raise my kid to be financially responsible, which is not something I grew up with. I want my child to be raised with emotional intelligence, which is not something I grew up with. I want my child to know how to process her emotions and not react and, like, punch people and hit people. And we're learning that here, right? We're learning that at home, where she's not being punished and put in a jail-style detention or timeout. Like, we just talk about, like, what's nice and what's not nice, and she knows. Like, she is very aware, and you know what? When she's out with other people, she tells me the things that have happened. And they're things that I know they weren't malicious behavior, but to her, she was hurt by situations that have happened with people when they've watched her or they've been around her. We talk about literally everything. So I know if anybody was to ever be trying to touch her or anything else, she would immediately come and tell me if she felt uncomfortable. She always has. And you know what I don't do? I don't react, oh my God, are you serious? You can't hang out with me anymore. I'm like, okay. I'm like, how do you feel about that? Do you want to continue being around these people, or what should we do about it? I actually talk with her, and we process through and figure out the best course of action for what we want to do or what we should say or whatever else. And there's been times she's like, don't say anything, Mom. And I'm like, okay, well, I won't say anything. That's your relationship. That's something you have to develop on your own. I am not in control of your life. You are in control of your life. I'm here to help guide you and lead you if you need my help, but I am not here to control and manipulate you. And that is how I'm raising my kid. And because of that, my religious family is like, she's not your friend, Stephanie. Oh, it's like, dude, shut up. Yes, she is my friend. I am here as her big sister. I'm not just her mom. I'm also her big sister. I'm her cousin. I'm her friend. And because I am her biological mom, sure, there are things that she does not feel comfortable talking to me about, just like I do with my mom, because it's kind of awkward. Like, there's just a weird thing there, right, when it's your biological. But when you have, like, another mother figure who isn't like your biological daughter, like, it's easier to talk about things. So I appreciate that. Like, she has, like, her friends' moms and things like that. I don't get jealous about her relationship with other women. I want her to have as many people as she can to be able to confide into. People that I trust. People that if she goes and tells them something, they're not going to jump to assumptions and use it against me. Because that's what religious people do. They hear kids say something and they're like, oh my God, I'm calling CPS. And it's like, do you even get the details of the situation that even happened? Or are you just jumping straight to your own assumptions and going off and telling everybody that this thing happened when it didn't really happen? Because that's what's happening. I literally personally witnessed that in my own life happen to me. A situation happened with Avalani, and immediately it jumped to, I'm calling CPS, didn't ask questions, didn't try to figure out what happened or anything. Immediately jumped to, I am doing something with my kid that I wasn't. Or I was giving her something that I wasn't, is what it was. And I'm like, ugh, without even asking me a question, without coming to clarify or anything, just jumped to their own assumptions and conclusions and told the entire family. They started rumors about me, and it was hurtful. And then I had the CPS threatened on me at that time. And I'm like, oh my God, wow. Like, wow. Over things like that. That's what I'm saying, that, like, we are under some type of Nazi, authoritarian, your neighbors, your family members are telling on you on how you raise your kids. It wasn't the whole Holocaust thing, people hiding and stuff. That's not, I don't believe. Like, I have different views of the Holocaust now that might piss a lot of people off. I think we were lied to through our school systems on what the Holocaust really was and what actually happened, because you have people who were Jewish, and I know we had those people come talk to us about what they experienced there, and maybe they were prisoners of war and that's really what they were talking about. I don't know, but I think we were lied to on a massive scale about the history of our country and America and everything. And religious people have been trafficking humans for a long time. It's spiritual manipulation and control. We are all powerful beings, and what you put out absolutely matters. And a lot of religious people and medical people are, I'm the boss. I know because I have this piece of paper that tells me so. I can say scripture, I can, whatever. It's just all of it. Like, they think that they're just better because they know certain things. They were indoctrinated. Let's just say this. They were indoctrinated. People have been indoctrinated by their religion, by their medical institution schools, by their universities. There's a major indoctrination happening in this country. And I have been a personal witness to it. And because I am the witness, I'm the person who gets to say, I don't want that for our lives. I am raising my child differently. I'm raising my kids differently. And it's not in this religious cult bullshit. Like, I want to live my life freely and abundantly. And I know the ways to get there. I took a little bit of a doozy. I had a little bit of a depression hit for a couple of years where I really had to go inward and heal myself and heal my child and undo the damage and really take a look at my life and figure out what's important, what's not important. And I'm telling you right now, energy is important, not the material things of this world. It's not important. The energy that you are surrounding yourself around is what's important, and that's what we need to remember. So if you're on the ishy, gossipy, oh, did you hear what so-and-so did? Oh, did you hear that? Like, walk out the door. Be like, you know what? Peace, motherfuckers. Goodbye. I'm going to go hang out with people who want to laugh and play and act like little kids and have dance parties and talk goofy and say funny things. Like, that's what makes me happy. Laughing is medicine. Dancing is medicine. Singing is medicine. Cannabis is medicine for the soul. It's food for the soul. It's not evil. Plant medicine is not evil. And the fact that moms have literally had their children stolen from them by the Nazis because of cannabis when it was illegal, or in some states it might still be illegal, is out of control. Out of control. It's sad. So, anyways. Hope you all have a great day. I love you.